I'm going to take these off because there's a glare. I'm making this video mostly for myself to talk, and also because, like I say in every video that I make, just in case somebody else out there is going through something, you're not alone. This video is more pointed towards women. It's going to be pretty obvious why it's pointed towards women. It's not really about men. I think I've talked about this. I think I've already made a video on my channel about this. I may have not. I might have did that on my old channel that unfortunately got deleted last year, at the beginning of this year. I lost a lot of videos. I lost a lot of subscribers. I wanted to talk about PMDD, and I also want to talk about anxiety that goes along with PMDD. For those that don't know what PMDD is premenstrual dysphoria disorder. Women go through it. Not all women have it. There's only a small percentage of women that have it, at least that is known. PMDD is not very researched. It doesn't have a lot of study to it. They just found out about it maybe a couple of years ago. It is like PMS, except it is 50,000 times worse. PMDD usually affects women that have already a past history of a mental disorder, or if they have anxiety. When PMDD strikes, it strikes anywhere between 14 to 10 days before your next menstrual cycle. It can last throughout your period. It can go into your period. You can have it the first, second, third day of your period. With me, I usually end up having it about 12 to 10 days before my period. And then when my period starts, I'll have it for about the first or second day of my period. And then by the third or fourth day, I feel okay. I only get maybe about a week off, and then it starts right back up again. PMDD is one of the worst things in the whole wide world. It's the worst mental disorder to have. Now, the thing is with my PMDD, every cycle is different. I don't usually always every month have a chronic time with it. I don't always have problems with it. Sometimes I go through my PMS stages like no big deal. It's really easy peasy. It also depends on what I'm going through in my life. If I'm going through a lot of stress, or if I'm going through a lot of chaos, it'll affect it more. This past month was pretty bad for me. I haven't worked in over, I want to say it's been about 3 months I haven't had a job. That also has taken a mental toll on me. I've been looking for a job, I've been searching, and I got nothing but no's from everywhere. Everybody pretty much is stocked right now with workers. They don't really need the help. And normally I have a little bit of an anxiety disorder, but when PMDD strikes, I have a chronic anxiety disorder, and it is really hard to deal with. It's very crippling. So I want to talk about that in this video, and I wanted to talk about some of the things that I do to help me get through it, and maybe it can help another woman out there too that's going through it. When I feel that surge, when I can feel that it's starting to creep up on me, and I can feel that it's starting to get a little out of control, what I usually do is I try to put myself into my work. I'll usually, I'll start trying to find a project around the house. I'll start cleaning my house crazy. I start to do things. I'll try to keep myself busy. I also like to go for walks. That is something that I really find that helps me a lot, is walking. I try to get out of the house as much as I possibly can, which is hard nowadays. But I try as much as I possibly can. It's really hard where I live right now, because we've been having a lot of women getting attacked by men in my area. I don't know what's going on with that, but we've been having a lot of men attacking women where I live. So it's really hard for me to go out by myself. Like right now, it's already dark, and it's only, I think, like 5:36, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's pitch black outside. So it's hard for me to even leave the house without having to take my husband with me and everybody else. But anyways, I try to get out of the house as much as I possibly can. I'll even visit my parents. I'll just go over there for no reason, just to get out of the house, just to get out of the situation, and remove myself from it, so I'm not, you know, just locked inside my head all the time and sitting here, you know, letting my anxiety build up because I'm not doing anything. The other thing that I try to do too is I try to watch my diet. Now this is a hard one for me because of the fact that I don't really have a diet. I probably don't have the healthiest diet either. And this past month, I know that I haven't drank enough water. I have drank way too much caffeine. I haven't been eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I basically just been like skipping meals and things like that. But I am conscious about it, so I try to keep myself aware what I'm doing, because if I'm having one of those bad days and I know it's really bad, I just sit there and I try to think of what I've been not doing or the things that I've been missing. Usually right before your period, your iron and your protein levels will drop because you're getting ready to bleed. Usually my iron levels are pretty low, and I will start craving ice, or I start getting very groggy. I've noticed I get really groggy, no energy whatsoever, just very out of it. I don't have the energy to do anything. Today was a hard day for me. I had a lot of things I had to do. My house was a mess. I had to clean. I had to mop floors. I had to clean countertops. I had to clean my Keurig. I had to do laundry. I had to clean my kids' rooms. I had a lot of things I had to do. I got like 85% of it done today. I'm not satisfied with it, but it's better than it was this morning. But because of that, my energy levels were depleted today. They were just really bad. So I did have lunch, but I didn't have breakfast. I have yet to have dinner. So that's something I have to start thinking about here in a minute. Sometimes when you have PMDD too, it can mess with your digestive system. You can get diarrhea, you can get constipation, you can get nausea, you can get vomit, you can get sick. Usually what I do is I try to eat vegetables and fruit. That's a lot of things that my stomach can handle and I don't have a problem with. Broccoli, I love broccoli, Brussels sprouts, watermelon, strawberries, apples, things like that. I try to keep myself hydrated as much as I possibly can. I'll try to drink as much water as I can, because that also helps as well to keep your brain acting normal. If you start to get dehydrated, it will make it worse. It will make everything worse. The other thing is too, your body is retaining water. Don't ask me how this works, but if you'll start to bloat up even more the more that you don't drink water. I've noticed that like my hands today are super swollen. Like you can't even see my knuckles. That's because I didn't drink hardly any water today. So the other thing is too, you're going to want to watch your salt intake. Make sure, I know it's really hard when you have PMS, that the first thing you want to do is reach for a bar of chocolate, or you want to eat a bag of chips, or eat tacos or whatever. But it's okay, just do it in moderation. What I usually do is, like, if I'm eating, like last night I had tacos, instead of having like greasy hamburger tacos, I made boiled chicken tacos. It was shredded chicken tacos with black beans and some cheese and sliced tomatoes, with just like a little bit of hot sauce, just for a little kick. And that is, I'm getting what I want, but I'm not also indulging in grease and making myself worse and make myself sick and nauseated and bloating up and things like that. So this is another one that's really hard, especially if you're a parent. Try to reduce your stress levels. Not everything is a big deal. Not everything. PMS will make it seem so, but it's not. It's your cortisol, and it's actually making things worse. Yesterday, in fact, I got up and I drank and slammed a cup of coffee, and I love coffee. Oh, God, I'm a huge fan of it. The problem is that usually around this time of month for me, not a good idea to drink a lot of caffeine. And I did. I slammed like the whole entire cup within 25 minutes, 20 minutes. I was so anxiety filled yesterday. I had such chronic anxiety. I had like 3 panic attacks for no reason. Finally came to a point, I had to walk away. I had to drink some water. I went for a little stroll, did some breathing exercises, and something came over me that said, you don't have to do everything at once. You're not responsible for everything. You need to calm down. And that's the thing, that anxiety and PMS will start to make you feel that you have to do everything. You have to get everything done. You have to be in charge of everything. That's the way I am. And if you're like that, you're not the only one. I'm one of those people that I have to be in charge of everything. I have to make sure everything is done in my life. everything. And if it's not done the way that I like it, I get really flustered, really angry, and I freak out. That happened yesterday, and it threw me into a panic attack. So I just had to walk away. I had to drink some water, and I just needed to breathe and calm down. And old me would have snapped and just flipped out on my husband or flipped out on my kids, but I just didn't, and I chose not to, and I just stopped. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You just have to stop, and you have to stop what you're doing, whatever it is. I don't care where you're at. I don't care what you're doing. You have to stop, and you have to get collection of your brain. I actually closed my eyes, and I could feel my brain just spinning and spinning, and finally it just started to like slow down once I started to calm down. Breathing exercises are a really good thing to do when you're going through PMDD. Panic and anxiety will go hand in hand with each other because your hormones are so out of whack. Your hormones are so high. My testosterone goes up, and I start to get really, like I said, I get really responsible. Like, I really want to do everything. I want to make sure that everything's done. Everything's got to be done a certain way. It's got to be done. And the problem with that is it just throws me into a panic attack. It literally just makes my brain go, what are we doing? Like, we're doing 15 things at once, and you can't. This morning I woke up, and again, I looked at my house, and I felt it. I felt that feeling of, oh, I got to get everything done. And I stopped, and I just locked myself in my bathroom, and I was like, no, you don't. You do not have to do all this in one hit. It's going to take you all day, but that's okay. One thing at a time. And so I just separated everything up into, what was important. And I started from the bottom of the house and worked my way up. And I got it all done. The only thing I didn't get done today was I didn't get the laundry finished, but laundry's laundry. That's everybody. Nobody gets laundry done. To the people that do get their laundry done, you're awesome. I hate it. It drives me crazy. It depresses me. It's very depressing. It feels like you lose a part of yourself for 2 to 3 weeks out of a month, and you really can't get that self back, and you start to kind of neglect yourself. My husband the other day actually noticed. He walked up to me and he was like, babe, how long has it been since you've washed your hair? I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I'm not trying to be mean, but your hair smells bad. It was so greasy and gross. I didn't even realize it because I'm constantly stressed out, and I'm always panicking that I'm not thinking about necessities. I'm not thinking about things that I need to do. I'm not taking care of myself. And so I took a shower last night and I washed my hair and I deep conditioned it, and I woke up this morning and I realized how bad my hair actually was because it's so soft and smooth right now. I can run my fingers through it. I literally couldn't do that yesterday morning. It was that bad. It's a really shitty thing to have for women. It's a curse. And not all women go through it. Not all women have PMDD. There's actually a vlogger that I watch on here. She suffers from it as well. It's Still Glamorous. She goes through the same thing. She actually has a whole video that she talks about. And it triggers everything. I mean, everything triggers you. Every single tiny thing. I mean, even things you love, even things you adore, everything that you cherish and you hold dear, you will be triggered by it. You can be triggered by just that. And your mind will play tricks on you. Your mind will make you believe certain things that are not happening. And to know, and just to remind yourself, it's just hormones. That's all it is. It's just a phase, and it's just your body getting ready to have a menstrual cycle, and it's your hormones regulating themselves. It's your hormones. Usually with me, the one thing that I worry about when I have these bad PMSs and PMDD is my period going to be heavy, and it usually is a sign that I'm going to have a heavy period, or I have a long period. And that's another thing too that can also affect PMDD, is when you have 2 periods in 1 month. Like, you have a period at the beginning of the month and you have a period at the end of the month, because now you're having back-to-back PMS and you're also having back-to-back ovulation. So your hormones are completely crazy. And that's what I'm going through right now currently. I have a period about every 25 to 26 days. And this month I got screwed, and I'm having 2 periods this month, and the next month I'm having 2 periods. So I'm going to be going through this for a while. But I'm a seasoned veteran when it comes to this. I've been dealing with this now for almost 4 years. And, but anyways, I just wanted to make this video just to let some woman out there know she's going through this, you know, and you're freaking out and you're losing your mind. You're not alone. There's tons and tons of other women that go through this each month, and it's completely normal. It is normal. You are not losing your mind. You're just being a woman. That's all there is to it. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say.